Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am the badass Buddha, Dr. Lori Monaco, coming to you from, I know, I look like I'm getting ready to do a mug shot or something. There's like no background here. I was going to do it in one spot that had like a picture, but the lighting was bad. So this was the only way I could do it because I don't want to wake up my children, although my loud voice is probably going to wake up one of my kids. So good morning. And I am coming to you from, where am I today? I am in Lakewood, Colorado, just west of Denver. So good morning. I am your authenticity teacher, speaker, coach, your mindfulness practitioner, chiropractic physician, fat eviction specialist, and soon to be author. So welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche.
Yes, welcome. Hello, mi gente. I am La Margarita, coming to you from Boca Raton Beach, Puerto Rico, sitting in the car as I'm on my way to the airport, so please excuse the scenery. Um, I am your sacred healer life coach, your notary, wedding officiant, writer, author, artist. I am your magically orgasmic gladiator guru, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. My Puerto Rico coffee, delicious.
Finally, you got your Puerto Rico coffee.
Finally,
She was
after
waiting.
10
How long did you
minutes.
wait for that coffee? How long
It
did
was
you wait?
10 minutes for her to make 5 cups of coffee. Maron. It's always something.
And
Especially
what?
being your first cup of the day, like you want it as soon as you order it.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. And why is it that you are in you because you weren't planning to be in the car this morning. So why don't you tell the tribe what happened?
Yeah, the flight was bumped up from 4 to 1. And so now we're on the other side of the island. So now we gotta drive from the south of the island all the way to San Juan. I think it's 2 hours and some minutes or whatever. And we gotta get there, go to the rental place, get an Uber to the airport, check in, and make sure that our asses are in the seats on time. As
And
they are trying to, you can't check in because now they want you to take a later flight because, of course, now the flight is overbooked.
yes, that's what I was just gonna say. So they switched your flight, and yet they're making you take so no, they switched your flight, making you take an earlier flight, and now they're telling you that that flight is overbooked.
Overbooked. If you want to submit, if you want between 150 to 250 um, credit for a later flight. Plus,
Which
they will put you on
which
a later
isn't a
flight.
lot. That's not a lot, you know? I think it's very interesting considering the fact that this is, there was so much they were missing so many flights last year because people weren't traveling, and you would think that they would really be stepping up their game. So why would they do that flight? I mean, for the only reason they would have done that is either they were having trouble with a plane or they didn't book up enough, and they're pulling that bullshit that they did prior to 2020, which was they would overbook flights and then, to make sure that they were packed. And I get it, it's cost efficient for them, but it's really just such bad customer service. Plus, tell everybody how your flight was on the way. How were the people?
Rude. It was Spirit, and the people were, I think there was only one Latino stewardess or flight attendant, whatever they're called. And the non Latina was like blatantly rude. Like she would tell people as soon as we got on the mask rule, and if you're uncomfortable wearing your mask, just let us know because the door's open and you can leave. We were like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was one of those flights. But like usual, I slept the whole flight. So it was once we took off, I was out.
Yeah, you are really, really good about that. Yeah, you were. So Gladiator Guru was telling me that the minute she gets comfortable, she's like out, and then she wakes up right at the moment that you're landing. Let me tell you, I am very envious of that because that is so not me. I can be on a red eye from the West Coast to the East Coast, and I can't get to sleep. There was one night I remember that we were traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast, and my middle daughter, who's now 17, she was 4.5. She was almost 5. And I was literally like, I couldn't sleep, and she couldn't sleep sitting in the seat. So I let her have mine. We had a 2-seater. So I put up the armrest and I let her lay across, and she fell asleep. And I was sitting up on my armrest in the aisle, sitting there while everybody's sleeping or at least resting. And I was just like wide awake. It was the most uncomfortable thing ever, ever, ever. So, although here's what I would love to try. You know those business class ones where they do those really long distance flights and they have like this little pod, you have this little pod that you sit in and you have everything that you need. I'm curious to see if I could sleep in that. I would love to try that one out. So if anybody wants to send me a free ticket to go to one of those places where you're in the flight for 12 hours and you're in one of those pods, I will give it a try and let you know if it works.
I would love that. Although the seats that I was in and the flight to Hong Kong, the 16-hour flight, they weren't that uncomfortable. They were like fluffy seats. They weren't your regular domestic flights.
Oh, that's
But
good. They were fluffy.
but who wouldn't want one of those pods? They have a
Oh, hell yeah.
nightlight, a blanket, a pillow. What? I'll be
That's
like
right.
in heaven.
So fluffy seats were good, but the attitudes from the flight attendants were horrible.
I'm telling
Oh
you.
my God, it's like you can't win almost, you know?
No, and the sad thing that I'm noticing is everybody's adjusting to this new normal. They're not like sticking up for like, no, that's unacceptable.
Yes, I
It's
agree.
it should not be the new normal to be disrespectful.
Yeah, it's almost like people just forgot, like people have gotten, I don't know, you know what, tune in on this tribe. Do you feel that people have gotten a little bitchier from the pandemic? Like I'm curious to know, like if that's been your, um, now that we're all getting out again. I could say for me that I definitely feel that not that I'm bitchier. I do. My patience has gone with the driving. People have just, I don't know what it is. People have become really bad drivers in one year. Has anybody noticed that? Because I've noticed it. And it's very, very frustrating. I'm not even that great of a driver, honest to God. But people forgot how to drive. They're like all over the place. They cut you off. And now there's even more cars on the road. Like before, like if you did get in the car and drive last year, it was like a pleasure
Oh
because
my
nobody was
goodness.
anywhere.
It was, but I don't think it's that people forgot to drive. I think people are just so fed up with their inner turmoil that
Yeah.
they're not giving a shit about anybody. And that's where I mean by people are just falling into this new normal of disrespect, of honoring, of
Yep.
not not caring. And your issue is not my issue. So when you're sharing a road with me, have respect. First, start with
Yep.
self-respect. Okay, I gotta protect me and whoever's in my car and those around me. But that's what's becoming the new norm, and it's not. It's unacceptable. People are walking around filled with fear because they stay glued watching the news or listening to a person who's probably sharing information about something and doesn't even know the facts, and all they're doing is soaking up all this fear and confusion, and then
Yeah.
they're releasing it to everyone else, and that's not my gig. You keep your shit. I got enough of my own. And
Yes.
that's what, and we need to start or tighten up our boundaries when it comes to meeting people like that. I wasn't trying to get thrown off no flight. So I was like, the bitch ain't talking to me. I got my mask on. She's just rude. So, so we left it at that. Everybody was making comments, but as far as when it's something like that, and then everybody's afraid, oh, don't beep, they might shoot you. So we're gonna be walking around like living zombies and just accepting what people throw at us because of fear of this might happen, that might happen. No. So you have to choose your battles wisely, right? But
I
don't get
agree.
disrespected. Don't get disrespected because everybody's walking around with a load of shit over their shoulders that has nothing to do with me, and I will not share your misery.
Right. In fact, I'm pushing to be like, making the extra effort to be nicer, and I'm
That's what
sure as
I.
hell not gonna and I'm sure as hell not gonna change who I am, just because somebody else is bitchy. And I don't want to take that, like, I don't know their reasoning. I don't know, and it's not my business to judge them. I don't know what they're going through, and it could be just that they're tired, they're frustrated. I get that. So with that, I just try to keep an open mind and still be very respectful. The good thing is, we've met on our trip, we've met a lot of really, really great people. I mean, I don't know if it's just clustered in certain areas, but we've met people from all over. We've met local people, and they've all been really lovely and they've all been nice. And it seems like, and it's busy, out west is busy. People are definitely traveling. The roads are so much bigger, so you don't really feel the effects of the amount of people. The only time that we felt the effects is coming into Denver. When we were coming into Denver on I-70 through the mountains, which is really the only way to get in the main way, they were doing a lot of construction. So it was understandable that we had traffic, and it was what it was. But otherwise, we haven't really hit a lot of traffic because the highways here are just enormous compared to where the Northeast, especially, and even Florida. Well, Florida's highways are pretty big, but they're always crowded.
Always. Like, does anybody fucking work here? Like, you can go out any hour of the morning and it's like a clusterfuck on the streets. And I'm like, where do these people work? Like, how is there traffic? That's why I used to love when Walmart was open late and the stores because I used to love to go out after 10 o'clock at night.
Yes.
It's just such a peace there. But you do. It's not it's actually, yes, staying true to who you are. And I would like for you to talk into the law of attraction. It's about being true to who you are. And if you see someone, yeah, go out the way and wave. I do it all the time. My daughter's like, oh, they didn't see you. I say, don't matter. Like, it's so funny. Whenever I'm in a store anyway, and somebody sneezes from the other side of the room, I always just say, bless you. Whether they hear it or not, I'm
I
sending
do
them a blessing.
too. Oh my God.
And the other day, we're walking, somebody sneezed, and my son-in-law and I said it at the same time. And I was so proud, like, just to know that he does that. So, and I say hi to everybody. I say good morning, good afternoon. Whether they say it back to me, I don't care. I'm not selling my good morning, good afternoon. I'm giving it. So
Well,
whether they receive it or not, it's on them.
and speaking of good morning, let's give some shout outs to our tribe. So Luis Sanchez beat everybody once again. He's one of the first people on. So good morning, Luis. Good morning, Francia is in the house. Editha's on. Kimberly Sanchez is on. D Babel is on. My cousin Anna Retigliano Hartz is on. Good morning, Anna. Poe Richie Rich is on. And I think I got everybody so far, so hopefully we'll get some more people to jump on. We noticed that a lot of people aren't jumping on. I'm going to assume that a lot of people are like traveling or on vacation, but we're real. Oh, Tiffany Bryan, and again, if we don't get a shout out from you, we don't always necessarily see it right in the comments section. So we have to go back to the Facebook page. So make sure that you do say good morning to us so that we see it pop up on there. So I see that Tiffany is on when I'm looking at the Facebook page. Let me see if I missed anybody.
Well, I want to say good morning because I cannot see the comments because I'm on my phone this morning. So I don't know who's on. So for everybody who has come on, bienvenido a Viva Cafe con Leche. Welcome. I'm happy you're on again. I'm sorry that I'm filming in the car. It was not the plan. And I threatened everybody in here to shut up. So you might hear the GPS because we have no choice with that.
That's okay.
And I have three teenagers who are probably hating me right now because they can't have a conversation, but that's okay because those are just sacrifices we have to make in life, right?
Well, my
So
teenager hates me because she's sleeping like in the same room as I'm talking, and it's then I'm sure she hears me. So, yeah, it is the sacrifice that has to be made. Hey, listen, I got my ass up early. I mean, I got up early because I wasn't sleeping, but um, I got up early and I made sure because I took my dogs out, and and it's 2 hours earlier here. So, but it gets your day started. I mean, I love waking up early, so it gets my day started. But anyway.
it
So
does.
Dee says that she's in Florida. We've got some comments here.
To
Let's see.
stay, D, are you there to stay?
So Dee, are you there to stay in Florida or are you just on vacation? Editha says, I do that and my grandson always says, bless you, which is great. Um, and yes, I'm just looking at some of these comments. And
Uh-huh.
then Editha says, and you can see a smile through a mask. Yes. When people, right, and uh, I think the masks gave people permission to not have to talk to other people or not engage with other people. And I think some people got used to that. But I think overall, though, in the end, I think we're very social people. So this ended up hitting us very hard. So I think a lot of that bitchiness has to do with the frustration that people have had from the restrictions, the information overload, and my gosh, my hair, the information overload, and not really understanding fully what they can or can't do. Like around here, so we've been in Wyoming and Utah and Colorado, and even with the stops over in Ohio, Illinois, and Nebraska, people weren't wearing masks. They're just not wearing them, and I think that might be part of why people are feeling so much better. Like everywhere we went, it didn't matter what state. If I went to a rest stop to get gas to go to the bathroom, be people all in there, the locals, people that were from different states, and they were really like very nice and kind and smiley and talkative. And I don't know if it's just people are locally frustrated. I don't know. But you said where you were, right? The locals in Puerto Rico were not particularly friendly, right?
They weren't in San Juan. And I think, like I said, also, I think when it opened and in March, when all the spring breakers didn't have nowhere else to go and they came here and they wreaked havoc in San Juan and they were acting the fools everywhere. And then they had more cases break out because of it. And they were still kind of upset that they kept allowing so many flights to come in. But of all ages, they weren't as open, friendly as I'm used to my people when I come to Puerto Rico. They weren't as we ran across a couple. I would like to say three or four people at where we had breakfast that they were friendly, but for the most part, there was no conversations being had like I remember when I've come in the past. I've had more conversations with other tourists than I did with the natives, and that
Yeah,
was kind of
you were
disheartening
saying.
for me.
You were
Yeah,
saying that you were saying that there was a lot of people that were from the mainland US that are living there that you had a lot of connections with.
yep. I the first morning we got here Thursday night. Friday morning, the family was sleeping. I got up. I'm out of the Airbnb by 7:30. I'm walking down the streets because all San Juan is all very hilly, and I there was no spot. I sat across from this guy and his laptop. He happened to be American. Was here with his wife and two boys. They were somewhere, and they've been living here for a month. I guess they come here sporadically for months at a time. And he's a financial guy, and we were just sitting there chit chatting. We exchange emails. We've been exchanging emails um, because I like what he has to say. I gave him the Viva card. I said, I would love for him to come on Viva and talk about his experiences and him meeting people for his business, being a financier. And he just looked like, flip flops, shorts, surfing T-shirt and his little laptop, and he helps people with their finances. And I connect with those kind of people. It's not about expensive stuff. It's about, let me help you. You know, create an abundance of money with what you have. So, and that was cool. Um, and then I met people from Massachusetts, and I don't know where the guy was from, but it was cool. But I wanted to talk to my peoples.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Puerto Rican. What can I say? I wanted to come here and be like, "Wepa!" It wasn't like
So this is interesting. Dee said she's just visiting Florida. And Editha says, but CT is known for people being snooty. And I got to tell you, though, I've been around a lot lately. It sounds bad. I've been around a lot lately. Connecticut isn't as snooty as some
you
other.
sound like
There's
fun.
other states. There's actually other states that people are snootier in. Let me see. Ana Laura, good morning. And Dee says, I also noticed that minorities are wearing the masks, and I don't get it. Are they not getting the shot? There's a lot of people that are still wearing masks even with the shot. I've noticed that. I've known a lot of people that have gotten the shot and they're still wearing masks. So I think it's up to the person. But, no judgment. I mean, if they don't want to get it, they don't want to get it, and that's fine. I think at some point we just have to get rid of the mask, because I think the mask is just a representation of restriction. And, we are a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for as far as our immune system goes. And nobody ever really talks a lot about that. And if you ever want to have a conversation about that, feel free to reach out to me, because that is what I taught for almost 20 years. I taught about immunology. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But let's get in our topic. Let's start with setting our intention for today, doing the mantra, and let's talk about, can you or can't you? Because I think this is a really good conversation, especially considering, the fact that you and I are traveling. You're going to be coming up to Connecticut, and then you're going to be, there's plans in effect coming up for you for the fall. A lot of different plans. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, I just got bit by the bug, and I just want to keep being on the road. So anyway, so the intention for today is this. This is what you're going to say set your intention for. I have. So when you say I can or I can't, if you say I can today, you can. So you set the intention and say, I can because I have and I am. So it's putting it in the present tense. So I can today. I can do what? Do anything. I can because I have and I am. And that is my intention for today. And
Oh, I like that.
and
The
the
mantra
mantra.
is, I am. You threw me off because it was very similar. But I am in control of my life. I will do what I say I will do.
Say it
It
again,
was a
because you
great
cut out just a
conversation I
little
had
bit.
with you last night.
Yes, for
I
sure.
am in control of my life. I will do what I said I will do. You got it?
Yep. I will do what I said I will
But
do.
yes, because we are in control of our lives. And that's going back to what I'm saying about people accepting the new normal. Be in control of your life. We cannot control anybody, our lovers, our husbands, our children. We cannot control their actions. We can only control ours. So be dedicated to yourself. If you say you're going to do
Oh, you're cutting out. You're freezing and cutting out a little bit, my love. So I'm going to say, and Luis, I need a
Horse,
Viva.
dogs.
You cut out a little bit, so we didn't hear any of that. You like froze. And you keep freezing. Luis, we're working on t-shirts, hon. So we're going to, that's what Gladiator Guru has been working on, t-shirts and cups and merchandise. So yes, we all need a Viva Cafe con Leche t-shirt. So for those of you that are interested, put it in the comments. Yes, I want a t-shirt. Yes, I want a cup. Sorry, I figured you froze. And Luis Sanchez said he needed a Viva Cafe con Leche t-shirt. So I wanted to
We're
tell him
doing
that
it.
you've been working on it. Yeah, that
Yes,
you've been
it'll
working
be
on
out.
that. And
Lewis,
I also wanted to say, Eileen Zayas said, good morning, prima, to you.
good morning, Prima. Thank you for coming on. Yes, now that Luis mentioned that, we are we have a dozen cups already. Where the t-shirts will be worked on, and we also have keychains. So when all the merchandise is set, we are going to display it, which will probably be um, not this week coming. In the next one, we will have all the merchandise ready.
Anna Laura says, yes, only if it has glitter and bling. Honey, I'm right there with you. I am such a glitter sequins bling person. It's disgusting. So what we'll do is we'll make a few custom made like that, and we'll get them and I'll wear them with you. So that sounds good. So we're already getting people saying that they want these. So perfect. That sounds good. Love it. Okay.
That is perfect.
So let's talk about I can or I can't. Why is that such a problem, you think, with people?
Wait, I just
Gladiator
want to say,
Guru?
Niente, if I do, hold on. If I do come in and out, just be patient, please. Lori can hold it until I pop up like slut magic.
D also wants glitter and bling. Boy, listen, if you want the glitter and the bling, it's going to cost extra. So if you want the customization there, we will have the glitter and the bling. But yeah, you got it. Those are special order t-shirts. So you could get those. All right. So what do you think, Gladiator Guru? I can or I can't? Why do you think that's such a problem with people? I'm like all over. I'm crooked. Why am I always so crooked? What do you think?
When my children, it's just, it's about it, and there's such a little word, right? I can, and you're like, woo, all pumped up, and I can't, and it's like all your energy is being sucked out your big toe, and you
Yes, it's
believe it in
very
an instant.
opposite.
In an instant, you can believe that. When my kids were little, and I would ask, I can't. No, they were not allowed to say I can't. Same thing with my grandkids. And now they'll say it to bother me. Why? Because it's so powerful. It's like we're brainwashing ourselves in a heartbeat. That's how quick it happens. That's how those two words will brainwash you in a heartbeat. If you tell yourself, I can do this. Margarita, I can do this. Guess what? You're going to get your ass up and you're going to do it.
That's right. You find a way. You absolutely
And
find a way.
you do. And when you say, I can't, you turn on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah. It
And you
automatically
binge.
shuts it down. It automatically shuts it down. And they're very, very opposite of each other. And like you said, very, very powerful. So if you say I can or I can't, it's total opposite of one another. It's the door's shut for the I can't. The I can is anything is possible. And then in the middle of that is I'll try, which by the way is I can't. I'll try is another way of saying I'm really not going to do it, but I just don't want to admit it to you or myself right this moment. And we have to be like very clear on our words. And, nowadays we've got to stop saying I can't, because, and if you find yourself like, think about this today, anything that you're doing, if you say I can't do it, most of the time it's I won't do it. That's really what it means. I can't means I won't. So when you feel that coming out, like if somebody asks you something, you say, I can't do that. Stop yourself for a second and really put it in your head and say, is this really true? Is it that I really can't do this? Is it that I don't want to do it? And if it's that you don't want to, then be straight with the person.
Say it.
Yeah, say, no, I really don't want to do that. And if the person's like, what do you mean? Why? It's say, well, you don't really have to give a reason to a person why you don't want to do something. But this is all about honoring yourself. Because if you say, this is really too hard, I can't do it, boom, done. That's it. Gladiator Guru and I have a lot going on, and there's a lot, and over the next few weeks, we're going to be slowly releasing stuff that we're doing, slowly releasing. There's part of it has to do with the Viva show. Part of it has to do with our own businesses. Part of it has to do with our personal lives, but it's a work in progress. And by the end of the year, there's going to be a massive amount of changes for the both of us in a very positive way. Do we know it's absolutely positive? It's positive because that's the way we want it to be. Is it going to go smoothly? Who the hell knows? But in the end, it's that I can or I can't. When I decided to do this 3-week venture with my 2 children and my 2 dogs, one of which, by the way, one of my dogs is a real pain in the ass to travel with. Like, I haven't traveled with, the dog is 12 years old and he hasn't left the house except to go to the groomer or the vet in 12 years. Like, the last time I ever traveled with him when he was a puppy. And for me to travel with this dog and then my 2 kids and be the main driver, the only driver, not the main driver, the only driver, plan everything. I could have easily said, I can't do this. It's too much. And I know me. And if I overthink, I sometimes get stagnant. So I had to just say, you know what, I can do this, and I'm doing it. Like, period. This is going to happen. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I don't know how things are going to go, but I'm going to make it happen because this is something that has to be done for my life, for my family, and it's been a very interesting trip. I've learned a lot about stuff, and I'm going to start sharing that. I have been real slack on that, but it hasn't really come to me. I've been wanting to share and do insight, but it hasn't really been coming to me. So, but there's going to be a point in time. And it's the same thing with you, Gladiator Guru, correct? Like, it's good morning, Connie. By the way, your sister Connie's on.
Oh, good morning, sister.
Jay
Listen.
Davidson, good morning. He said hello. So how about you?
Well,
What are you planning?
I find that anything that's easy is just easy. It's not solid. It doesn't hold any to it. It doesn't ride you. It doesn't light the firecrackers up your ass to want to go to the next step, because everything in our lives is step by step by step. People want it to be go from the bottom and like bungee jump to the top, and then they wonder why they're not getting it right, because you missed 50 fucking steps along the way for you to be exactly what you need to be. And a lot of us are very impatient and we
Yes,
want to cut corners. And if we cut corners with our own lives, then how stable is our foundations going to be building a legacy going forward? It's not. So I think that we must be selfish with our time and accomplish what we need to accomplish in our lives, the purpose that we were born into, so that then we can be selfless in service to others. Without that methodology, we're not going anywhere. But selfishness is not a bad word. And we need to stop thinking, we need to stop enslaving our minds into thinking that we are a negative person because we want to be selfish. No, you can be both. It's encouraged to be both. Be selfish. Say no, you can't hang out. Say no, you can't do this. You don't want to do this. Why? Because we are working on our projects that is going to launch forward and leave a legacy. That's not being selfish. That's being responsible to you, to the purpose that you were born. And then once you solidify that, then you be selfless and you go party and you go to, dancing, or you go to a friend's house across the United States. Then you be selfless and you assist others and you accompany others. But
that's right.
for me, I believe you need to be a disruptor of your own life. And because we're at an age where we've grown accustomed to certain things and we've accepted many things that did not work for us, we need to disrupt that pattern in our lives. And it's going to be very uncomfortable and at times painful. And it's going to upset the people around us because we're breaking out of that prison cell that we allowed ourselves to be put in, and for them to be the gatekeepers. We need to be the gatekeepers of our lives, and we need to say, nope, that's not working for me. Pal carajo, what's next? And what's next? And it's going to be uncomfortable, and your weight is going to shift up and down because your emotions are going to be up and down, but your drive should be straightforward to your goals. And you know what? I think that with the shift of everything, the moon that left not too long ago, that I felt kind of weird in because I'm spiritual like that. I think it helps set things, the precedence of my life in order. But it didn't kick in until I came to the island. Everything started flowing. All these ideas started
Yeah,
flowing.
I
Things started
agree.
coming together. Why? Because, mi gente, just like the badass Buddha and I did, we knew we needed to uproot ourselves from our regular place. We needed to be away from our normal positions in order to expand our thought process, because by doing that, we've released a lot of the fears and a lot of the self-doubt that we had.
That's
And
right.
then it left room, it allowed for room for the imagination of how we envisioned our lives. So then the imagination got that ball rolling, and then guess what happened? The inspiration and the motivation kicked in. And
And
that's where we are right now,
and
because there's no
I'm
way going back.
yes.
Go ahead.
I'm and I'm so glad you said that. It made room because when you say I can't, it closes off and you have no room for anything. And so I just want to read some of the comments. So Iritza says, I tell Abel this every day. He says he can't all the time. Yes, I have that challenge with one of my kids as well. Ana Laura says, oh my God, I was born thinking I can do anything. It's so weird. My mom and husband are the opposite, and it's so draining. Absolutely. It's when you have a lot of people around you that are negatives, naysayers, they say they can't, blah, blah, blah. And it is very hard to protect yourself from that and have to remind yourself all the time that you can. But it's all law of attraction that the more you say you can, the more you say that I am, I have, and you bring it towards you, then you keep bringing it and they can't deny that. Nobody can sit there and say, oh, well, you can't do it. You can't do it. You say, but I prove it every day. I prove it every day with what I achieve, what I'm able to bring towards me. And if they want to sit there and say, oh, well, that's just a coincidence. That's how many coincidences can you have in a lifetime when people actually bring things towards them? Dee says, I can't with negative peeps. I know it's very, very challenging. That's why you have to find ways to create barriers for yourself, get away from those people. If you can't get away from them all the time, like if you're married to them or if they're your parent, then you have to protect yourself and be around tribe members that are positive about that. That when you say your idea, they're going to turn around and say, that's fantastic. When are you going to implement that? You don't want to share your hopes, your dreams, your fabulous ideas with people who are going to crash them down and crash them before they're even up in flight completely. So you want to really be around those special people. And Anna says, oh, yes, they say I'm daring and crazy. Yeah, good, good. They're just, when they make a statement like that, see, they know your power, Anna, and they realize that they can't do it for themselves. And it's such a shame that they can't. Maybe at some point in their life that they will, because it would be so beautiful for you to see them have that shift and be amazing in their lives. Iritza says, when I was sick, all I said was, I can't, and you believe it. Oh, yes. Yes. We believe anything that we say. Like, that's the interesting thing about our minds. We just believe it, and the more you say it, the more you believe it. That's why if you want to change the I can't to I can, you have to start saying the positive things over and over again. You have to identify the things in your life that you want to change and then say that I have, I am, I can with those things. So, like, for instance, one of the things that I have, I don't want to say challenges with, because I'm working on, because I don't want to say a challenge because it keeps instilling that I have a challenge with this. My former challenge was with attracting money, and so one of the things that I do is I just do money mantras. I keep, to help build up my business, to help build up my bank account. And my money mantras, I read them all the time. And I say things like, for instance, I have it sitting right here. I say things, I love money because it makes me more of who I truly am. I love money because it lets me be the most me I can be. What else? I love money and money loves me. And it sounds funny to say all those things, but it's not funny to people who make a lot of money, because they live and breathe this stuff. So for me, that's the piece that I'm currently working on. If there's any other piece that you have to work on, that you feel that you identify as something that this is important to me, I don't have the self-confidence, let's say, you say, I have self-confidence. I'm exuding a huge amount of self-confidence. I can do anything that I put my mind to. If you want to start a business, I can and will start a successful business. I have a successful business, even if you don't have it. And it's just a matter of saying these over and over and over again to replace that negative bullshit story that was put into play so many years ago. Could have been put into play from being around whoever brought you up. It could have been your parents. It could have been a grandparent, aunt, uncle, friends, family, or it just could have been you. Like, it could have been like, you could be around the most positive individual and you're the one miserable person. But as long as you identify it, forgive yourself, and just move forward. That's the big take here.
The big take is stop lying to yourself. It's not anybody else's fault.
That's right.
You need to say, even if you just start off with saying, I can, I will. And that's it.
Right.
Write it, put it on the refrigerator, put it over the stove, where you're at a lot, on the bathroom sink, in your bedroom mirror. Put it everywhere. So everywhere you go, you're saying,
You
I
see it.
can, I will. And that's how you can do it. I did it. So it's really up to you. You have to make the decision to want to be different from what's around you. You want to have to make the decision to say, I want my children to know that there's nothing except death that can stop them from achieving their dreams, their goals, and making all of what they thought of a reality. And if you're bogged down with all these thoughts and it's confusing the shit out of you and it's paralyzing you on the couch, say it out loud. Say it out loud so you can listen to what it is. And once you listen to it, you're like, oh shit, it's not even that bad. Or wait a minute, I have what I need to fix this. Or I do have that, or I do, so and so has it. There's always a way out of something while you're living and breathing. So you make it a point to say, and I don't care how old you are. Look, I'm gonna be 53, and after 10 years of caregiving, I'm on my own, and I have to start from scratch. And I'm never afraid. Those who know me know I'm never afraid to start over. I don't really care for material things, and but it gets exhausting to constantly start over for years, all the time. And this time is it, right? So what do I have to do? I have to start from the bottom and walk my way up those million and one steps until I say, okay, I can rest now. I'm gonna enjoy myself while going up step by step. But then it's gonna come when I plateau. It's because I'm done with what I want, what I wanted to do, where my success level is at, not what society expects me to be at. And then I will rest and I will enjoy the fruits of my labor. But the thing is, it's about dedication. It's not even so much about talent, it's about self-commitment and dedication. And I don't care what it is, whether it's working for somebody, working for yourself, growing your own garden. It doesn't matter what it is that you are doing. You are doing it because it is something you want to do. So just go ahead, stop talking about it and be about it. And I tell myself that all the time. Money, let me tell you something. the badass Buddha and I were talking last night, and I say two things to myself. I put a jingle to it, so now I sing it to myself. So without realizing, I'll be washing the dishes and I'm singing it to myself and I'm speaking it out into the universe.
Yes.
I can.
That's what I put on there. I said, write this on a piece of paper today. I can. One piece of paper as big as letters as you could fit on there. I can. And then you're gonna and write more than one piece of paper. Like as many papers, if you go in your bathroom, your bedroom, your kitchen, post them everywhere. I can. What else are you gonna put on there? Nothing. You're just gonna put I can. And then in addition, put it on your phone as a reminder to pop up 2 or 3 times every single day. Big, bold letters, I can. It'll just pop up like slut magic, like Lady
Like
Guru
step
likes to
magic.
say. You just
Boom!
pop it up, I can.
Toma!
And just plot so and all and when that happens, when you go into the room where you see that sign, read it, feel it, say, I can, and then fill in the blank. And then you could say, and if it pops up on your phone, I can. Even if you don't fill it with anything, just say, I can. I can, I can, I can. And then if you want to add to it, I can do this. I can go here. I can be amazing. I can try this. Whatever it is that pops up. If somebody says, hey, let's go to blah, blah, blah. And the moment you say in your head, oh, I can't do that, stop it. Wait, I can do that. How am I going to do that? Sometimes we don't know how, but we just say, I know I'm going to do it. Like, my goal is to get back on the road. I really, really want to get back on the road and travel. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I definitely can do it because of my business. So that's not an issue. I can travel. But the financial piece, definitely not it's not going to allow me right now. It's not in my budget. So I have to make it happen. So I can make the money that I'm going to need to be able to just get back on the road. I can travel. I can even live on the road. And it's just a matter of my decision of that's what I want to do, you know? And if I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, just saying I can opens it up to any and all possibilities. And that's, we are never too old. It is never too late to do something, go somewhere, try something new, start a business. Never. That's the thing. And that's the piece that we always sit there and say, oh, it's too late. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. Stop it already. Just
Yep.
do it. Open
And
yourself up
just
to those possibilities.
do it and remember. Remember the bread aisle. Don't let anything stop you because how many hairdressers are out there? Right?
Yes.
Today's world, how many lash technicians are out there? Jesus, we're looking around like I'm like we're it's Tarantulaville now. There's so many eyelash specialists, right? The only competition you gotta be in is with yourself. How are you gonna do today than you did yesterday? There's going to be people who want to do what you do, but they could never do it like you. They can use the same words that you do, but they're never going to impact another human how you did because it's not coming from you. They can repeat your words, but they can't fill it with your energy. So don't worry
Right.
about how many people are doing what you want to do. Don't
Right.
worry about how many people are going to try and sabotage you. We're the only ones who can sabotage ourselves because what is for us is for us. And they can throw monkey wrenches in it, but that's your determination. That's how you test your determination is. Are you going to allow this detour to set you back, or are you going to say, fuck it, pick it up and push it aside? And because nobody's going to stop you from doing what you want to do, what you should do, but yourself. So I can and I can't. Well, that's totally up to you. If you don't succeed in life, it's not your mama's fault. It's not your daddy's fault for being absent or your mama's fault for being harsh. It's not your siblings' fault. Oh, they're more successful than me. It's your fault. So,
That's right.
you know what? Go. We all guilty of judging. We're all guilty of second guessing. Don't be guilty of destroying your own life at whatever age you are. It doesn't matter what size you are, what's your marital status, what's your sexual orientation, how much money you have in the bank. It doesn't matter if you don't have a car. Shit, take a bus, do something, but get to where you have to get to and build so that you never have to wait at that bus stop again, so that you never have to depend on somebody to light those firecrackers up your ass. Keep your own box of matches steady. It's all about what are you willing to do for you and the life that you have been given. That's the bottom line. Because anybody, there's no person better than you. There's no person beneath you. We're all linear. It's who has more dedication, who has dedicated and allocated their time correctly to fit their goals. That's all it is. And I'm saying this because I need to hear this. Because I grew slack, with everything that hits at one time, and then it's like it's slower to get up. Not because of my age, but because of the pain I carry. So you know what? The pain's gonna be with me. The sorrow, the grief is always gonna be with me. But the suffering is optional. Am I gonna continue to suffer? Am I gonna stay in that suffering mode? No, absolutely not. Why? Because I'm still breathing. And the more I breathe, the more I can achieve. So let's think of it that way. I don't know if the badass Buddha wrote any of this down, but just believe that you can and you will. That's all it is.
That
I'm
was
Margarita and I'm
absolutely
done
beautiful.
speaking.
I love that. I love how you said that the suffering is optional. There's no, you cannot be void of pain. You cannot be void of shit hitting the fan and happening. But what you choose to do with that and how you choose to respond to it is, and the suffering is optional. I love that. In fact, I'm going to write that in there. From the Gladiator Guru, the suffering is optional. Listen, we all have our moments to have our pity parties. We all have our moments where we're in knee deep in that shit and that sorrow and that bad stuff, where we just have to ruminate just a little bit and like flutter around and sit on the ground and be like that child that's just like, I'm done, I'm not getting up. That's okay, but make it short-lived. Don't let it take over you. Just take that moment and then lay there and go, fuck. And then,
Get
okay,
up.
I'm up now. I'm done.
24 hours. That's the what. That's how with the kids, with myself. We went a 24-hour pity party, and then you better figure your shit out.
Look at
And you
D.
know what do you say?
D said, just updated my phone to remind me I can 3 times a day. Love you, girls. Yes, D. That's perfect. Wonderful. That's
That's
so
my prima.
fabulous.
But just 24 hours, and then get up because life is not easy. So you can't expect everything to just. It's not even life that's hard. It's the choices we make in the life that we're at, right? So choose wisely. Make strategic choices. Okay,
Yeah.
today is dedicated to do this. Tomorrow, and you know what? The badass Buddha has a calendar that is like, whoo, made me dizzy when I first saw it. And guess what I do? I have a calendar now. I like to write. I like to add pen to paper that inspires me more always. So I have my binder calendar, and it has been so helpful. And I've always have just been like impulsive and just like go with the flow. And I realized that's not working for me anymore. So I started writing everything that every little thing I write down on that calendar. I write on the side, going up the page, around the corner, down. But I write it and then in a different ink I put the date just so I could follow whatever madness I did. But it's my madness. And I've learned what works for me. Learn who the hell you are. If you learn who the hell you are, you know what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate. You'll know where your boundaries are, and you know that you are going to just shoot straight for the moon. Fuck
Yep.
landing on the stars anymore. You're not landing on the stars anymore. You're gonna go from the moon and beyond. Why? Because if you set the bar that high for yourself, you're never gonna cheat yourself. You're never gonna lie to yourself. How it's okay that you didn't get nothing done. And it's all about who are you and what can you do for you. That's it. And nobody else around you counts when it comes to your goals.
Fabulous, fabulous. And shout out and good morning to Desiree came on. Good morning. And she wrote, Buddha, this trip is agreeing with you. You are sun-kissed and so lovely. Oh, thanks. Yes, I got tan, that's for sure. You know, it's really easy when you're sitting in a pool in 111-degree heat. That's an outdoor pool. We found the one outdoor pool, and that's where we sat for a good portion of the day. So yes, thank you for that. And Gladiator Guru, that was beautiful. And thank you for that. You know, this is, we didn't get a lot of views live today. And that's okay. We're hoping that if you're watching this again, that you're watching it after the fact, because, we don't just think our content is just, we put it together and say, oh, we're just going to talk about this. We think this stuff through. We decide what's really important, what you need to hear. And, for those of you that do watch, we're really grateful to you for coming on and listening, and, whether you're watching live or not. And again, keep spreading the word, keep sharing, get people to subscribe more to the YouTube channel. Get this out there, because we hear it from so many people, how much they love our content. They love the conversations that we have. We hear it so often, but we're not seeing it on a grander scale as far as reaching people. And, we want to, because we know that we have a lot of really incredible information to share, and that we want to share with our tribe and beyond. So don't forget, you are the glue that's holding us together, and we're so grateful to you. But get us out there, share this information, and we'll keep just giving it out to you. This is stuff that Gladiator Guru and I get paid to teach people. We inspire people to be the best versions of themselves. And, we do this. This is our passion project. So, if you like the content, then
like that.
share it. And this is, I can, again, this is your life, the passion project. This is your life. I can do anything that I decide to do. And there's no excuses. Any excuse that I could give to myself, it's just an excuse, Desiree says, you are my glue, especially right now. I'm so grateful to you. Let me put it up here. I'm so grateful to you for being here for us. For me, I need this pickup in my life. Great. Thank you, Desiree. We appreciate it.
Gracias.
We really do. Absolutely. So, and Desiree put the passion project. Yes, for sure. So, yes. So our time is up, and we really appreciate it. I know we got started a couple of minutes late, so we'll let's just announce what's coming up for us. So Gladiator Guru is going to be hopping on a plane. Oh, my voice. I'm going through puberty, apparently. My voice just cracked. She's getting on a plane from Puerto Rico, and she's flying back to Florida, and then she's going to be coming up to Connecticut for like a week or 2 weeks or something like that?
A week.
And while she's up in Connecticut, she and I are going to get together, which is great. So we're going to do a broadcast together, and we're just going to be talking about our future and goals and blah, 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 and sharing that with all of you. I will return to Connecticut by Saturday night. So we're leaving tomorrow on the actual, we're doing our stopovers to go back. And then we'll see what the future holds for the both of us, what's going to happen. And we're going to share it with all of you. And not tomorrow. So for Thursday, don't miss it. It's going to be a really fabulous show. We're going to have Michelle Hollis on, and she's going to be talking about sound mind, body, and spirit. She's going to be talking about energy, vibration, sound, and it's going to be a really, really interesting conversation. And Michelle is just a really fabulous spirit. So you really want to catch her energy and her enthusiasm. And she's just absolutely fantastic. So you don't want to miss that show. So anything else you want to add, Gladiator Guru?
Nope. The merchandise will be out, so stay tuned for that. And yes, please share this video. Let's help save lives everywhere, because even when you share the videos or share this content, your comments come out on it, and maybe something you said in the comments can
Oh,
help somebody change their thought process.
yes,
So I mean,
absolutely.
we are all here to be of service to all women and men from all walks of life. So you know what? Let's make it happen. Let's this is the way that we say hello to people without being present, is with our words in print. So, and you know me, I'm a wordsmith. I love words in print. So when you share these videos, you're sharing everything. You're sharing the knowledge that you inputted into it. So come on, let's be that let's be that show, that tribe that says, toma, levántate.
And what she said, yes.
No, I said here. Like what that's them saying here. Now rise.
We rise. That sounds, I love that.
That's
Actually,
it.
that sounds really good. Rise and stretch. So, with that, thank you so much, everybody, for coming on today. We love you. We appreciate you. We're very grateful for all of you. So, from the Badass Buddha, I can, remember, I can. So, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
Yes. And from the gladiator guru, mi gente, remember, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Thursday. Have a phenomenal day today. Bye.